So today we are joined with Dwayne Hersey, who is co-owner of Moochow Milk Transportation. Dwayne and his wife, Marilyn, own, is it Our Joy Farms? They partner with Walmoore Holsteins to transport both milk to local processing plants. Dwayne will be discussing milk hauling and careers within the business.
Very cool. Awesome. We are really excited to get to talk to Dwayne Hershey and talk about their partnership and like their co-working with Walmoore. If you don't mind, Dwayne, just kind of starting from the basics, what's the big thing behind you, and then go into what you guys do with Walmoore. So thanks so much for having us today.
Okay, well, welcome everybody. Like she said, my name's Dwayne Hershey, and my wife Marilyn and I and Walt and Ellen formed a small LLC about 15 years ago because both of us had a milk hauler that was retiring, and we looked at the numbers and we decided, hey, is this a chance that we could run a small milk trucking company and be profitable? And we looked at the numbers. It looked like it would work, and it has worked extremely well. Just like we take care of our tractors and our farm equipment, we just added the milk trucks and the trailers and do a lot of our work in-house. Keep going. Okay, so we're standing in front of a 7,500 gallon trailer. This trailer was purchased used, and it gets loaded once a day. And we have here at Walmore, Walt takes his milk to Wawa at 6:30 every morning to be bottled, and goes to a lot of the Wawa convenience stores. So milk gets pumped onto this trailer at 36 degrees. And it's stored here until it leaves, which is normally the next morning we'll leave. We have drivers. We have a half a dozen part-time drivers that come here to Walmore. They clock in, get in their truck, hook up to the trailer, take their paperwork, and they go to their destination. Our milk is marketed through Land O'Lakes Co-op. And like I said before, Walt's milk goes to Wawa. He ships 10 loads a week here from the farm. And our milk goes to Lansdale plant in Lansdale, Pennsylvania. And we go eight times a week. We have loads to leave the farm. There are times when we go to Hershey Chocolate. There are times when we go to Carlisle plant to be made out of butter. And there's times we go to Laurel plant in Laurel, Maryland. So you want me to keep talking, Jade?
Yeah,
so we're going to go in. Okay. We're going to look inside the milk house to see the milk tanks. Hi. Come on in. So here in the milk house, the milk is being pumped into these tanks because we're milking 24 hours a day. We got 2 tanks. So they would pump milk into one tank until it's full. And after that tank is full, it gets flipped over to the other tank. And so when we got one full and we have an empty trailer, that gets pumped into the trailer. And then we'll go out the next morning. The milk is tested for antibiotics here at the farm. If there's any chance of antibiotics, it gets caught here at the farm. We have the same testing equipment that they have at the milk plant. So when the milk gets to the plant, it gets tested again. It gets tested for butterfat protein, and which is how we get paid. For our milk. We get paid for 100. We get paid per 100 pounds. And if it has a high protein, high butterfat content, we get a little bit more. And we want it to be low in somatic cell count. The milk has to be, the tanks have to be washed after each use. And it gets rinsed first with warm water, and then a detergent, and the cleaner we can keep our equipment, the cleaner our milk is.
You mentioned somatic cell count. Do you mind just explaining what that is a little bit more and the true importance of that?
Okay, yeah, the importance of somatic cell count, and I might not be great at explaining it, but the higher the cell count, the higher risk of like a mastitis infection in the cow's udder. So keeping it clean, keeping the udder disinfected. Basically, it's doing the best job you can in cleanliness, and we get paid a bonus. If it's a higher somatic cell count, the milk shelf life is altered some. When it's pasteurized and homogenized at the store, that takes care of anything that might be there bacteria-wise. But the lower the count that we can have here on the farm, the healthier our cows are.
Very cool. Thank you.
So the milk travels. I don't know if Jade, if you can show the plate cooler. The milk, she's showing you now a picture of the plate cooler. That little rectangle stainless steel box has in it. The well water is flowing on the outside of the plate, and then milk would be on the inside of the plate. And is a cow's body temperature, roughly 100 degrees, and it will knock 25 degrees off the milk instantly. The water then is going into an underground tank that gets pumped up to the cows to drink, so that water is not wasted. And then the milk coolers that are behind you there don't have to work as long to get that milk down to 38 degrees. It has to be under 40 degrees to be put on the trailer. And if the milk gets to the plant and it's 41 degrees, sometimes they give you a warning, and sometimes they'll say we can't take it. And then shipping to a co-op, we are allowed to take it to Carlisle butter plant to be made into butter. But as far as a fluid plant goes, the cutoff is 40 degrees.
Wow. So keeping it at temperature is pretty important then for milk quality.
Yes, very important. Very important. Yep. Now in the summertime, the compressors have to work a little bit harder because it's cold, it's hot outside. And so, routine maintenance on the compressors, just like you got to take care of your car to make sure everything works correctly. A lot of times there's some debris or dust gets in the fins. In the summertime when it's really hot, it's probably our bigger challenges than in the wintertime for chilling the milk. So we just got to make sure our equipment is serviced and ready to go before the hot weather. The trailers, like I said, the milk is cooled to 36 degrees in this tank. The trailers do not have any cooling capabilities, but they are insulated to the point where it can be sitting outside in a 95-degree day and it will not rise in temperature at all. If it does, maybe 1 degree. So, and that's because of the insulation and just the sheer volume of the milk.
Mm-hmm. That's incredible. You might have said this earlier, but if I missed it, how big is each one of those tanks in there?
The one tank in the milk house here this one here is 7,000 gallons. Tank number 1. Tank number 2 is 6,000 gallons.
Wow. And
like I said, our trailers we have a 6,000 gallon trailer and a 7,500 gallon trailer. So it's pretty much one tank per trailer. Mm-hmm. And I'm holding a seal. This seal gets put on after the tank trailer is washed at the plant. When after it's washed, they put seals on and then they do some paperwork. And they'll fill out this. This is called a wash tag. So this gets there's a paper trail that comes from the plant to here and from here to the plant. And part of that is these seals. So at any time, if somebody tampers with the milk, we're going to know it because this seal will be broken. So this number has to correspond with our paperwork when it gets to the plant. If our milk gets to the plant and this seal is not on the back door or it's not on the top lid, they will not take our milk because there's that small chance that somebody might have tampered with it. Now, we don't have problems with that, but from a food quality standpoint, that's the precaution that they take to make sure nobody has opened that lid or did anything to milk before it gets there. So it's a big deal. These seals are a big deal. We train our employees to put them on after they get done loading the milk. As far as loading the milk, you have to take a test from the Milk Marketing Board in Pennsylvania. They'll send a person down, and I think I have 3 or 4 guys allowed to pump milk, and Walt probably has a half a dozen or so. You got to take a test. It's called a milk handling license. And if you pass the test, then you get a little piece of paper to put in your wallet, and you're certified to be able to handle milk and pump it properly and do the checks and balances that it takes. As far as hauling milk, we got a visitor running around. As far as hauling milk, the truck driver has to have a CDL license. And since he is not actually pumping the milk, he does not have to have a handling license. He's the driver. He goes to the plant, unloads it, brings the empty trailer back, and but the CDL driver has to have a tanker endorsement. So sometimes now when the trailer leaves our farm and leaves Walt's farm, they're plumb full. So these are a single tank, and it's plumb full, so there's no sloshing back and forth. If that trailer was only half full and your milk would like to the front, and it actually could kind of through an intersection, which is not good. So you got to get a tanker endorsement part testing your CDL so you understand how to drive a truck with liquid in it. In other words, you just got to be more careful. But our trucks are hauled full, so we don't have that problem. What's that? Sure, we're going to take a step outside. Looking at the trailer.
So it looks like we're seeing the trailer that hauls the milk now, correct?
Yes, yes.
Now, is this the 6,000 gallon one or the 7,500 gallon one?
This is the 7,500 gallon one. And the legal weight for hauling for a tractor trailer on the road in Pennsylvania is 80,000 pounds. But dairy or milk haulers and feed haulers can buy a permit to allow us to haul more weight. Walt and I have those permits. When this trailer is full, we are right at 90 to 95,000 pounds. Wow. And the driver just needs to be, a little bit more careful. I have pulled this trailer. It is different. Being that heavy, you just go a little slower. You be more careful, pretty much. So.
Yeah, that's huge. And you said how many tractor or how many truckloads go out a week, would you say?
From Walmoore Farms here, 10 loads per week.
10 loads per week. That's
10 loads per week. Most of that goes to Wawa Dairy. We have drivers that show up at between 6 and 7 in the morning and fill out the paperwork and get in their truck and deliver the milk. A lot of times today, one of our drivers hauled a load from here to Wawa, When he got back, he took his truck and came up to my farm in Cochranville, backed into my trailer, and took it to Wawa. So one load from here, one load from Wawa, and then he goes home. Guys that used to haul milk and pick up at 10 different farms or 20 different farms, they kind of like backing in and hooking up, and they only have to go to one farm, which there's benefits both ways. But we do all the trailer maintenance and the truck maintenance as much as possible at our shops. Walt has a shop with his employees, and I have a shop at my farm that we do some work. Takes a lot of maintenance, just like you're maintaining your car, your truck, our tractors. Keep the oils changed. It's been a learning experience. We've learned a lot about milk hauling just by trial and error. In the wintertime, it can be a challenge. But
Yeah.
what we've learned in the wintertime is, since we usually have a trailer sitting here full, if it's calling for a lot of snow, we'll try to call the plant and see if they'll take it early. And a lot of times they will, because somebody is going to be late the next day if they're getting a lot of snow. So we try to do that to get our drivers off the road when it's the most dangerous. But I have, we all have snowstorm stories that we could tell, and I won't bore you with them now. But like I told the groups that came here today, dairy farming and milk hauling is pretty similar, because it has to be taken care of every day of the year, which there's no days off. Yeah, we get some days off, but somebody is working, somebody is there every day. We can't shut the cows down because it's called for a 20-inch snowfall. The cows don't understand that. So we manage around it and keep it moving.
Right. No, that is pretty cool that you guys went into your own transportation business and hauling business, and filled a need that you guys saw coming. So that's pretty cool. I know you talked a little bit about some licenses and things that you would need to be a hauler. What do you think are key skills that you would need to be a milk hauler, other than obviously being very careful on the road?
Just understanding that you're hauling a product that the consumer, the public, is going to consume at some point, and it's, our drivers take a lot of pride in that. So, and they can be a big asset to us, as in picking up small things maybe on the truck or trailer that need to be taken care of that maybe Walt or I didn't see. So we're asking them to be wide awake and pick things up, fix a little problem before it becomes a big problem. Right.
Awesome. Well, Dwayne, I don't know that I see any other questions coming in at all on my end, but this has been very informative, and we really appreciate you taking the time today to explain this adventure. Best of luck to continue this. I know it's 15 years in the making here for you guys going, and hope it keeps going for you. And you guys and Walmoore have a great farm. So it's exciting to see this happen.
Great. Well, thank you very much. It's been, I've enjoyed doing it, and anytime anyone would have a question, feel free to reach out.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's really kind.